After only 2 years on sale, the Nissan Qashqai has been updated, offering new styling, new tech, and a 10-year conditional warranty. But is this enough to compete with the ever so growing small SUV segment? Well, let's find out. So before we start, please like, share, subscribe, and let's get straight into the review. Before we start, what are some of the key things that you need to know before you walk into a showroom? Well, in terms of rivals, the Qashqai is the type of vehicle that you should compare with the Toyota Corolla Cross, the Volkswagen T-Roc, and the Hyundai Kona. And when it comes to the model range, you have 6 different versions to pick from between normal petrol and petrol hybrid. And finally, in terms of ownership, Nissan now offers a 10-year conditional warranty and up to 10 years of roadside assistance only if you service with Nissan, which is every 12 months or 15,000 kilometres. Otherwise, you just get a standard 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty like you get with most of the brands in this segment. And if we now move on to the design, the external colour of this example is finished off in a green with the optional black roof two-tone colour combination. And in terms of key features, you get full LED headlights up the front, LED DRLs with progressive indicators, and a sharper looking front grille, and black plastic body cladding on the lower section. Moving over to the side, this model grade comes with 19-inch alloy wheels in a two-tone black and silver finish, and wrapped in these Continental Eco Contact 6 tyres. Additionally, you also get black mirror caps, silver roof rails on the top section, dark tinted privacy glass surrounding the third quarter, black plastic body cladding across the wheel arches, and finally walk up and walk away door locking and unlocking. And if now take a look at the rear design, at the back the Qashqai gets a set of full LED rear tail lamps, which also includes these progressive indicators. And new to this update, instead of the red lenses, this gets clear lenses, which gives it that nice 2000s retro vibe. And looking at the boot lid, there's a Nissan logo with Qashqai badging, and looking further down, more of that black plastic body cladding. Right, moving on to the interior. Before you climb inside, the Qashqai comes with a remote key, keyless entry, and push power start. Now, starting off with presentation, this comes with a two-tone black and brown interior combination, and that is complemented by the ambient lighting. And compared to a Toyota Corolla Cross or any other small SUV, I think the Qashqai does come across very premium. And when it comes to build quality, the door slam feels nice and solid. You also get soft touch materials over on the top here, where you rest your elbow, and even in the center section, over here as well, and on the top section. But like on all rivals, it does get a bit scratchy on the lower sections, even on the bottom of the doors and this section here as well. But like I said, the Qashqai does feel pretty good for the price point. Moving on to comfort, you get dual zone climate control with physical dials and buttons. That also includes seat heating. The steering offers manual tilt and reach adjustment, and the wheel can also be heated. And the seats are finished off in synthetic leather, and they do feel pretty comfortable. There's 6-way power adjustment for the driver with electric lumbar support and seat memory, whereas the passenger side gets manual adjustment, and that is the same with the lumbar support. And if we now move on to infotainment, it all runs off this 12.3-inch touchscreen. That also includes physical buttons and a volume dial up the top here, and some buttons on the steering wheel. And this system has been slightly revised, and it does work pretty well. As you can see, you can cycle through different menus quite easily. And in terms of key features, there's inbuilt satellite navigation with 3D mapping, and that is what it looks like on the screen. You also get voice recognition as well. And going into media, you get a 6-speaker sound system with AM, FM, DAB digital radio, Bluetooth, USB, and as well as Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which are both wireless. You can also now download an app onto your phone to control various remote functions. And for connectivity, you get a wireless phone charging pad down the bottom here with a 12-volt socket, and in the glove box, 2 USB-C charging ports. Now, moving on to safety, you get a surround view camera with front parking sensors, not rear parking sensors, but you do get a rear cross traffic alert. In addition to that, there's also an auto dimming rear view mirror, a lane departure warning with a lane keeping assistant, autonomous automatic braking, blind spot monitoring on the wing mirrors, adaptive cruise control that keeps you within distance between yourself and the vehicle in front, and that also comes with an integrated speed limiter, and finally, speed sign recognition in the cluster. Now, moving on to this 12.3 inch screen in the middle, it is configurable and it does also show you a lot of information, but in my opinion, I think it does look a bit cluttered. And you also get selectable drive modes between Eco, Standard and Sport. And finally, storage. On the doors, that can fit a big bottle of water, and over in the center, a little glove box with another glove box that goes down pretty deep. There are also two small cup holders over in the center, the wireless phone charging pad and 12-volt socket. The glove box isn't really that big, as there is only enough room for the Qashqai manual, and that is thanks to that fuse box there. And finally, on the top section, vanity mirrors on the sun visors with a spot there for your sunglasses. Here in the back, as you can see, this front seat is set my position, and I've got decent knee room. Headroom is also pretty good. Toe room is okay, but if I move over to the middle seat, as you can see, knee room is okay, headroom is pretty good, but the bottom section is impaired when it comes to toe room. Now, in terms of other key features in the back, there are some map pockets behind the front row seats, directional air vents in the center with two USB-C charging ports, door bin storage that could also fit a bottle of water, and you've also got some grab handles up the top here with LED lighting. Over by this section, a flip down armrest with two very small cup holders, and finally, the two outboard seats are ISOFIX compatible, and right behind me, there are 3 top tether points. And if we now move on to boot space, as you can see, this comes with a manual tailgate, but if you do need an auto tailgate, that is available on the TIL. And in terms of boot volume, on your screen are all the figures, as that does vary depending on the trim you go for. And from what I can see, there is enough space for a large suitcase, but be mindful that it is impaired thanks to this load lip here and on the other side as well. And you can also drop down the second row seats, but be mindful they do catch on to the seatbelt, regardless if you clip the seatbelts into that little strap there. But aside from that, it is still pretty practical for a car in this segment. There are also some cutaway sections on either side, little tie-down points to keep items secure, grocery bag hooks, a 12-volt socket, and underneath the boot floor, a space saver spare tyre and a toolkit. Before we go for a drive, let's run through some specs. Under the bonnet features a 1.3 litre turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, which produces 110 kilowatts, 250 newton meters of torque, and this is all linked to a CVT transmission that sends power to the front wheels. Right, moving on to the driving impressions. Over the bonnet, there's great forward visibility, good side vision as well, decent sized wing mirrors, and at the back, vision is okay, but you do have a blind spot on that third quarter. But overall, it is an easy car to park, and in terms of controls, you've got this electronic gear selector, and the accelerator pedal is nice and smooth, but the brake pedal feel is a bit spongy and can come across a bit too sensitive at times. The Qashqai has also been specifically tuned for city driving, so going over really sharp edges, it seems to tackle bumps quite well. When it comes to the steering feedback, it's nice and direct, but a little bit too direct for my liking, especially for a car in this segment, because one change of direction, you're pretty much moving into the other lane. So it is a bit too direct for a small crossover. But overall, once you do get used to it, I've driven 128 kilometers this week so far, and I found it really good, especially around urban environments and especially around the city. And in terms of acceleration, there is a little bit of CVT groan and a little bit of turbo lag, but it's plenty powerful enough for any occasion and for this type of vehicle. Now, moving on to driver assistance, the adaptive cruise control works fine. It's nothing remarkable or class leading, but it works okay, and the most important part is it's not annoying. You don't have annoying beeps and bongs with the lane keeping assistant. Everything works as it should. Finally, in terms of fuel consumption, all of the key figures are on the screen right now. There are many to remember, and also what you can see is what I've achieved over a combined cycle, and I thought that was pretty good. And just keep in mind that was driving around in the city. If you do take this out on the motorway, you should drop that figure down to around 7 litres per 100. So then, what is my final verdict on the Nissan Qashqai? Well, compared to any other small size SUV, the Qashqai does offer a lot of style, a lot of premium finishes on the inside, and thanks to that 10-year conditional warranty, this does stack up to be good value. This is stacking up to be a good package. But tell me in the comments below, would you pick this or another model grade in the Qashqai lineup? You let me know your feedback in the comments down below. And as always, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay up to date with my latest videos. And of course, I will see you in the next film. Thanks for watching.